Hello truckers, welcome back to ATS Multiplayer in the nighttime again. I live in the nighttime. Today we are headed up to Spokane, Washington, and I had to just park up the truck here for a second. I took this external contract right here. It's just a wheel loader that we have in the back. Yeah, I had to log out of multiplayer to hook up to the trailer because I get that once in a great while. I think one every 10 loads on external contracts where I back up, try to hitch up to the trailer, and it's like, it's not really there. So you have to log out, go log out, log in a single player, hitch up, log back in. But anyways, yeah, we're heading up to Salem, Spokane, Washington is where we're going. Actually, I'm parked, so I should be able to go into the menu. We are in Bend, Oregon, if I remember. So this is the kind of the journey that we're taking today. Right on up to here. Should be a relatively easy journey at 422 miles. But instead of just talking about it, we need to get right into it. The paint job, not much has changed. U.S. Navy SEALs is what we're rolling with in the Volvo truck. And yeah, let's just jump right into it here. I should be ready to go. Hopefully I can get out of here. I think this is where last week we delivered our load, if I'm not mistaken. And I think we parked it right in that little section right there. As of right now, there's probably like 300 people on this server, and there's like 300 people on the other. So to me, it's like, well, it doesn't matter what server I go on. It's the same amount of people on both. So to me, it didn't matter. I usually go on the US Simulator server. And I think the other one's just called Simulated server. Sure, I have no idea, but that's what it is. We should have a full tank of fuel because that's what we always do. We end a video is usually park at a fuel stop somewhere, just top her off, just to make sure. But man, every time I log in a multiplayer, it's like nighttime. Although I think the last 2 weeks we got away with it. And what I need to do is, I have not turned off the CB radio, so hopefully nothing comes over the radio that we don't want to hear. If I get a moment, I'll quickly turn it off. As we zoom on through. So I'm not going to really concern myself too much today of trying to get a decent screenshot because being nighttime, screenshots are going to suck anyway, so I might have to wait till we get to a delivery point, which I'm sure I'll get to before daylight arrives because it's like 11 o'clock at night. So getting a good screenshot in the nighttime, it's probably going to be a little difficult. Ooh, green light, perfect. See if we can get out of town here. I don't think we're taking much interstate today either. I don't know the roads that well over here, but it didn't look like much interstate that we're taking. Not that I'm in much of a hurry. And of course, the first thing we get on is like an interstate, right? Anyone coming? I don't think so. I don't see nothing on the GPS, no blue dots, so we're good to go. Might be crossing a couple towns I have not discovered yet on this account, so it'll say city discovered. And I don't know what cities they are, but yeah, we're heading up to Washington, and who knows where we'll go from there. Probably just one delivery today. So as quick as I got on this road, we're getting back off. I hope it's not one of those things where you're telling me to get off the interstate then back on. Is that what you're doing? Yeah, you're doing it. Flipping GPS. I tell you. I was like, I didn't think I was getting right back off here, but what it allows me to do is hit the tab button, that button, and come up here and turn the radio. Where is it? It's there somewhere. Oh, really? Oh, I had it. There we go. Alright. Oh, gotta put it in gear. That usually helps. Yeah, so after all these years, GPS still once in a while will tell you to take an off ramp. And the next thing you know, it's like, oh, I'm getting back on now, huh? I see how you roll. Maybe the game knew I wanted to tab out and turn off the CB radio. Maybe that's what it was trying to let me do. I think I'm going on straight. Yes, we are. So once we get out of a city, I can do more than 45 miles an hour, which would be fantastic. Or it will be a long journey. I was hoping it turned green, but usually it turns green just as you get there. Probably should check out, what does my truck look like for, I'm only at 3%? Oh, we're fine. I haven't run my truck into the ground at all, apparently. But there's always a chance. Just give me a minute or two and I might do it. I like how sometimes where you're on the interstate and it has you going 45 because you're in a city. Now I'm going through a section like that, which I'm technically in a city. And it's like, no, we don't have no speed limit restrictions through here. It's not really dark enough to want me to turn on these things. You can see pretty well. Until someday they might add where animals cross the road, then I might want the high beams on. I'll tell you, well, let's throw on the cruise control. Give my foot a rest. And I literally just got done recording the Hazard County episode that got released earlier for you today. Spent 2 hours harvesting a field, so anytime I can relax my feet right now, I'm going to. And cruise control is there for a reason. Yeah, it's too bad I can't really figure out, I mean, I guess what I just thought of is I wonder if I logged into like the other server, if the other server is on like a different time schedule. Meaning, so like if I log in here and it's nighttime, if I log into the other one, is it daytime there and it's vice versa? So if you want to drive at night, you have the option just by switching servers. I don't know if that's the case, but I might check it out when I get done cruising along here. Just log on to the other server and see if the times are 12 hours apart. So if you don't want to drive at night, you just got to switch servers and voila, you're good to go. I have no clue. Not that I don't mind driving at night, but as for making a video and for you guys being able to see the beautiful scenery of the state of Oregon and Washington, yeah, it's kind of hard to see that when it's midnight. I thought about logging on to single player, but I did not have a chance since last week when I thought about it to see if the coast to coast map has been updated or anything like that. So, and I'm running a little bit short of time today. I don't know how I keep running short in time, but I seem to be doing that often enough lately. But so yeah, I didn't. You know, it was going to take me a while to get everything squared away. I'm like, nah, let's just jump into multiplayer and roll. Because I do not remember where I left off with the single player, so I may want to teleport somewhere. If the coast to coast map's been updated, take me a second or two to get that squared away. And none of the traffic mods would be compatible at this point, I don't think. Jazzy Cat really seems to keep his mods up to date in the traffic packs. Although sometimes the traffic packs that he has are usable for about maybe 3 or 4 updates. But occasionally you might get like a red car driving past yours. Who knows? I didn't even see how heavy of a load I have. Something you should know when you're hauling a payload. How heavy is this? Like another... it's only 15 tons. Alright. And really, the wheel loader should have a low center of gravity, so I shouldn't have to worry too much. Last week, what did we have last week? It seemed a little top heavy. I forgot what it was now. But it seemed like it was a little on the top heavy side. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Alright, this road does not look like it's a good thing for cruise control. Although I am doing 65 and a 55 first of all. Just cruise on down here. And so the traffic, I'm pretty sure the roads that we're taking today, traffic will be very light. I'll be surprised. Might see one driver at most, maybe two. Sound like we're traveling down the I-5 through California. Well, at least I can say this. At least it's not raining. And it doesn't look like there's any rain in the forecast. Well, I don't know how forecasts actually work in ATS, but looking at the sky, I see a lot of stars, so it's kind of a clear night. So I don't expect any rain, but I think I've said that before, driving on ATS. I'm like, oh, nice clear skies. The next thing you know, it's like, why is it pouring rain out? Anybody in town? Anyone? So it looks like we're taking the I-84 out of here. I think it's just going to be for a short distance. Don't need to cut it too wide here. We don't have a long trailer at all. And I will take a quick peek just to make sure, but no one coming. Now this is a perfect road for cruise control. Although I don't think, I'm pretty sure when we looked at the map here, I took a quick look, it looks like maybe the next exit we might be getting off. So I am approaching, I did have a quick look at my World of Trucks profile. I'm approaching 100,000 kilometers on contracts completed. Contracts are something I really never got into unless I was doing modded. Well, you can't do modded ones on contracts, can you? No, you cannot. At least I don't think you can. So that's why I kind of stayed away from, but now I'm just kind of doing some contracts just because. External contracts. I kind of remember now last week I said, yeah, I'll look on the workshop, see if I can find some any heavy loads. And maybe we'll take a heavy load, but I would like to do that on, at least on a day that, well, I'm driving during the daytime so we can kind of see what's going on. And that would have to be on single player as well. Willow Lane. Well, apparently it's not a road that I want to get on. Yeah, so I am wondering, are we going to see any drivers whatsoever? Usually I find out in Washington, I don't really see many drivers up there, so either they don't have the Washington DLC, or I'm pretty sure that's what I'm saying, down in California, Arizona, and Vegas, Nevada. Nevada itself, that's where you're going to see most of the drivers because, well, that's the base game, right? And of course, the state of Idaho will be released later on this year. I haven't heard any release dates. I think we're getting off here. Yeah. And no one left, apparently. Looks like I've kind of been in this area once before, as you can see by the GPS. I kind of came from the other direction. Does still seem kind of weird that when I'm driving, I look over to the passenger side mirror and I don't see Cindy sitting over there. I'm like, where did she go? So a bridge on that side, but not on my side? Alright. Really? Really? Oh well, probably since I've never been up the road, they're like, who is this dude and what is he hauling in the middle of the night? I'm hauling a wheel loader. That's what I'm doing. And I'm driving too fast through here, but... Thank you. Well, it is 1 o'clock in the morning, so maybe when we get there, it might be a little bit of daylight. Usually the way it works for us, doesn't it, is when I get there is just as the sun's starting to peek up over the horizon. It's almost like I'm the last man on the planet here driving around. That sounded kind of weird when I shifted there. It's almost like the engine shut off. Hey, another driver. There's our driver for the day. Just as I get to speed, time to get off. Actually, how many more miles do we have to go? Well, not that many, so under 200 miles, so probably I'll be getting there before the sun starts to peek up over the horizon. That's one good thing about single player is if you don't like the time of day, if you don't know how to do the development mode, just tab on in and change the time of day. It was been a while since I've done that though, even on single player, and I can't remember if you change the time of day. Does it fast forward all your hired drivers? Or does it just change the time of day? I don't remember. Oh, looks like we get to do the loop-de-loop. This load that we got in the back is pretty stable. And shift. Nice slow, quiet ride. And this is, I just did one. I just literally, Stupid DOT. I must have crossed the state line, be my guess. I left Oregon, now I'm in Washington, so... Yeah. Some of you real truck drivers like, yeah, but we do this all the time. Definitely going up and down to the gears this evening, aren't we? Seem just as soon as I get cruising on the interstate, it's like, nope, off ramp. Hey, just get up to speed. Hey, guess what? Pull into the weigh station. The one thing I do kind of miss, and it's been a long time since I did it, but on ETS2 on the Pro Mods map, when we went up all the way up to, was it Greenland that has all the snow? You drive in the snow. It's been a long time since I really driven on slick snow. I mean, I know there is a mod. I think there is a mod for snow, a couple mods for snow. The one I used for the Christmas special, that I don't believe that made the road slippery. Just snows. That's it, I believe. If it was slippery, I didn't notice it. I really haven't heard anything recently about Pro Mods Canada. I know it's been a while since I've seen an update, doesn't mean that there hasn't been one. And since Pro Mods and Truckers MP kind of work together, I would assume when that does get released, it'll be part of the Truckers MP map, if you have it. So that's something I will be looking into when it comes out. Don't see any blue dots on the GPS, but I'm looking anyways. I was going to say I recognize that rest stop, but sometimes you use the same placeable in some parts of the map. That rest area looks familiar. I'm sure in my single player I've been up through here. Well, Spokane is already starting to show on billboards, so we can't be too far out. Yeah, I was going to say, we got to be within 100 miles. Actually, we're 84 miles out. Don't drink and drive. How about water? Does water count? Technically, right now, I'm actually drinking Pepsi, but I will not drink Pepsi while I'm actually driving, because then you'll get to see this movement. You like that? I know it gets me a little dizzy doing it. Where am I actually? I know it's Spokane, but where are we going with this? Coastline mining. Interesting. Those sometimes can be interesting. Probably got to take a dirt road. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's funny, when I first started recording ATS again for the past few weeks, in single player I got that minimal visor that goes across the bottom of the screen. I'm like, oh, in multiplayer I really missed that. And now that I've done multiplayer videos week after week, it's almost like, I don't even really notice it anymore. Try to keep the speed up going around these, but don't want to do it too much. Yeah, that wheel loader is like, it's like glued. It's like glued to the road, I swear. Yeah, I do remember last week though. I forgot what I hauled already, but that load, I think a couple times the trailer wheels I think may have come off the ground when I made turns. Not good for the trailer. But the trailer doesn't matter, it's the payload. But yeah, you don't want to damage the trailer. Yeah, so we're definitely, since we only got like 60 miles to go, definitely going to get there before the sun comes up because I see no signs at all that it's near 4 o'clock in the morning. It's between somewhere 4 and 5 o'clock, I think, is when you can start seeing the night sky where the sun's going to be making an appearance. You think all the night driving I've done lately at multiplayer, I should know this by now. I was trying to figure out why I saw it in the night. Really? Where am I? Way station. Way station, way station, way station. Oops. Yep, getting flustered. Am I on the correct way station? Because I saw an arrow like... Oh well. I guess it's a way station for both ways. If I had to pull over for another way station in the last 60 miles, I'm trying to remember if I ever missed a way station since they first came into the game. Have they always been in the game in ATS from the beginning? I don't remember that either. But I don't think I've ever missed a way station. So I do not know what the fine is. Speeding tickets, I get those quite often. Driving on the wrong side of the road, I get those once in a while. That's usually when I'm trying to pass another truck, and next thing you know, the truck that you were passing picks up speed and it takes you longer to pass than you think. As for missing a way station. Oh yeah, no, I've got going through red lights. Not on purpose that you just brake way too late and you kind of coast through. And actually, we are at our delivery point already. See if I can figure out... No, I don't need to go on the scales. I'm just looking for... Yeah, I don't know where... I can see it on the map, on my GPS. I think I see it now. It's underneath that light somewhere. I think. Hey, dude, where do you want this? Okay, I see where you want it now. Let me get a better angle here. Hopefully. Bouncy, bouncy. Can I cut through here? Looks like I can. This will give me a better approach at it. Plus, this won't be a blind side back in, so hopefully I won't back up like crap. Don't hit that skid steer. Okay. Nope, better shift into low. There we go. How about you turn the wheel the right way? That always helps. And I don't think I'm going to get out on my first go. Nope. Cut it way... Ooh, wow. Hello, rock pile. You're like right there, aren't you? Can I drive up that? Oh, you can. Sweet. Hopefully my, yeah, I was ready to say, hopefully my wheels aren't off the ground too much. in the box. There I am. Oh, that's... We can't accept that, can we? I mean, the poor people do have to get inside the trailer and unhook all those straps. It should have been a much easier back end, but you know, when you only do one delivery a week, you're going to be kind of not the greatest. And that isn't much better, but I think that's going to be good enough. Oh, come on, I just... There we go. Let's get a better view. Alright, it's kind of a narrow... Seems like it's a little bit more narrow than usual. Let's go ahead and hitch that here. Oh yeah, my screenshot. Hopefully the trailer's still there when I hit drive. Show results now, please. Continue. Is there a gas station near here? Because I think we might be in the middle of nowhere. We are. I think we will park here. I mean, I got plenty of fuel, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. Let's go ahead and just drive. Hopefully my trailer's still there. Good. It's not quite hitched up, but that's fine. Alright, let's do this. Let's make him the screenshot. No, I don't think he wants to be in the picture. No, up a little bit more. Whoa! Fancy around everywhere, why don't we? I'm trying to use the same buttons as I do when I fly around for Farming Simulator, but that doesn't quite work. You know what? That's a weird screenshot, but you know what? I kind of like having all like the equipment on the side over there. Let's jump back into the truck. And yeah, park and brake is on, so we're good. Maybe I should park somewhere. Where can I park here and like be out of the way? Just so when I log back into multiplayer, it's not like... Not that I would expect anyone to actually be here. I think I'll back in beside that skid steer. And I might actually just take a load right out of here next time. Kind of park over here in the dark. And there we go, I suppose. Yeah, can't really see much over here, but that's going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the drive. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you next time right here in ATS multiplayer, or maybe single player. But until then, have a good one.